Alright, short and sharp video today. We're going to continue from where we left off yesterday. Hopefully you have the file saved. If not, then you can always go back and recreate this file on the basis of the last video that we made. I'll link to it in the description box below. What we are going to do today is add what are known as spin buttons to our little exercise, create dynamic charts, and also show you how to make this chart a little bit better. That's the agenda for today's video. Let's get started. Depending upon whether you're using Excel 2007 or Excel 2010, the layout is a little bit different. If you see a circular office button over here towards the left top, then that means you're using Excel 2007. If you see a green file button over here, then you're using Excel 2013 or a later version. Since I have the 2013 or later version, I'll tell you how it works over here. Instructions are mostly similar, but you might want to run a quick search on Google if you're using Excel 2007. So click on File, scroll down until you see Options, click on Options. And once you're in Options, go to Customize Ribbon. And in Customize Ribbon, make sure that the Developer ribbon box is selected. Okay. Feel free to go back or forth a little bit in the video if you want these steps to be repeated. This is the Developer ribbon, and what we are going to do is we are going to use the Developer ribbon to insert spin buttons. Okay. So in the Developer ribbon, click on the Insert button. Under Form Controls, go to Spin button and insert a spin button over here. What do we do with the spin button? What we want to do is, if you press the up or the down buttons over here, these buttons, then this value should change. So we're going to use these buttons to change these values. How do we do that? Very simple. Right click on the button, go to Format Control. The current value is pretty much whatever we want it to be. I want it to be 10. I'll set the minimum value to be 0, the maximum value to be 30. This is a matter of common sense. You need to add whatever numbers you want over here. And I'm going to set an incremental change of 1. What that means is when I press the up button, 10 will change to 11. If I set the incremental change to 5, if I press the up button, then 10 would have changed to 15, and so on and so forth. When I press the up or the down buttons, I want the value in this cell to change, which is what cell link refers to. And that's it. It's that simple. So if I press on the up or the down button over here, these values start to change. Quite cool. What we will do now is we will right click on this button, copy this, and paste this button over here. Doing it like this makes it look nice and symmetrical. And now in this case, of course, what we want to happen is when we press the up or the down buttons over here, these values should change. For simplicity's sake, let's go back to 0.5. All right, now how do we make this happen? If I right click over here, I can change all of these values. So this should change to this particular cell and so on and so forth. But there's a problem. The problem is Microsoft Excel allows incremental changes in integer values only. So this can be only 1 or higher, can't be 0.1. But over here we want these values to change in the order of 0.1 or 0.01. So how do we do that? We use a proxy cell. What I do is I write 50 over here, and over here I write is equal to this cell value divided by 100. Everything else remains the same. I'll just make these buttons change this value. For example, if I manually change this to 51, that changes to 0.51, and so on and so forth. So everything remains exactly the same, except in this case, this button changes these cells. Now this button changes this cell, and this cell in turn is linked to this cell. That's it. So let's go ahead and change this. I'll set the current value to 50. I'll set the minimum value to 0. I'll set the maximum value to 100, right? And I'll put the incremental change as 1. This needs to change. It is now this cell. And that's it. So this is 0.5. And now I can change this to pretty much whatever value I want. Let's go back to 0.5 for the minute. Okay. And I like being a little finicky over here. So I'm just going to change the font color for cell E3 to be white. And that's it. Now I have a dynamic chart. So I hide the table that generates these values. I mean, no particular reason. I don't really want to hide it. And just clicking these buttons, updates the chart automatically. If you want your end users to see both the table as well as the chart, that also is of course entirely possible. Let's try and scale this chart down just a little bit and put it over here. Right? So you can see the changing values in the table, you can see the changing values in the chart, which is exactly what we wanted. So now we have a Cobb-Douglas production function that has been built using nothing more than Microsoft Excel. We have an associated chart. That chart is dynamic. And final tip for today is a keyboard shortcut, Alt W VG. If you press on your keyboard Alt, then W and then VG, then the grid lines disappear. Press the same combination again and the grid lines come back. Very simple. One of the comments that I received yesterday was about the fact that I failed to recommend something at the end of the video. Mea culpa, that wasn't the intention at all. So let me recommend something for you guys to listen to today. To me, at least, an entirely appropriate song. It's one of my all-time favorite songs. This is a song called Coming Back to Life by Pink Floyd. If you haven't listened to it, then I envy you. It's a great song to listen to. And given the situation that we find ourselves in right now, perhaps it's high time that the world came back to life. And on that note, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much.